Thank you. I thank Sinn Féin for the opportunity to speak on this topic, and I really wish we were talking about the importance of public service together, the importance of public service media. And I'm tired of disinformation and misinformation. The best way to deal with that is to have a public service media that we can trust, that's diverse and has a whole range of voices. And if I have a chance, I might come back indeed to that in relation to Gaza and Israel and the coverage that's been given by our public service media at the moment. I welcome that the Minister has said you agree that serious consideration needs to be given to direct exchequer funding. I welcome that. My difficulty with it is that it's been going on for too long, far back before this current troubles with RTE. And again, I want to pay tribute to the vast number of staff in RTE that have nothing to do with this. Okay, and what has happened is unacceptable. And I thank you for the reports that you are waiting and so on. But I don't think we need to await for those reports anymore, because if we look, the report on the Future of Media Commission, I want to thank them for their sterling work. And they set out on page 127 that the option of a household charge was identified by the Oireachtas Committee back in 2017, 7 years ago, and that as the alternative. Then there was an interdepartmental working group on the future of public service broadcasting, 2009. They concurred. And then fast forward to the report of the Future of the Media Commission, which reported in 22, Minister, with a much broader remit. And an excellent report from them. They set out various things. And you yourself referred to this report as the blueprint for enabling the continued development of public service media. They explored lots of things. They explored and they contextualised the funding models that we have. They contextualised that within Europe and other countries as to how it was being done. And they looked at public opinion. And what's wonderful about what they came back about that was over 65% of respondents agreed that it was important to ensure that public service receives broadcasting receives an appropriate level of funding, and so on. The public opinion also said, was of the view that the public response to a broadcasting charge was particularly important to take into account the public's view on that. And they also said, which is particularly important in view of what some of your colleagues are saying, they said a thoughtfully designated taxation-based model can preserve and protect the independence of publicly funded media. And after looking at a lot of it and looking at the percentages and how they've changed over the years, going back to before 2010, it was more dominated by commercial funding and the state was less, and now it's reversed and so on. And then we have the position of TG Carr with 90% direct funding and not a problem with independence. They've set all of that out for us so that we can read it and discuss it. And they come down, of course, when they look, this is a very interesting page here, and it looks at the funding across Europe. And the Vatican is 100% funded. And then there's variations, and we're down the bottom. We're down with 57% funding, public funding. Ireland, and I think we're in the company of Malta, which hasn't distinguished itself in the past, has it, in relation to public service media and holding power to account, and Poland, which hasn't distinguished itself either, 53%. So that's where we come out, on that. Then, after their careful consideration, they came in favour of direct taxation. They looked at direct taxation, they looked at a broadcasting charge, but what they really looked at it, where would the public buy in? And they said the biggest buy-in from the public from all of their research was from direct taxation. So publicly funded along with commercial. They rejected the idea of 100% public funded, which I'm still open to and would like more debate on it, not in this sort of divided manner, but what is the best way to fund public service media. And unfortunately, we haven't got to that point. And tonight, you're asking us to wait a little longer till the reports come in. But every time a report comes in, another report. So when this report came out, you set up a working group on that. And we haven't seen that report either, and we can't see it now till we get the other reports. I'm running out of time to read all of these reports, and I'm doing my best to keep on top of them. So we're here tonight with a motion that I have difficulty with myself with Sinn Féin. I agree that the licence has to go. It is useless, it has to go. But I have a difficulty with get rid of it tomorrow morning, whereas this report on the future of media said to get rid of it by 24 and ease your way into it, and they set out the blueprint. And I welcome that you're nodding, but unfortunately it didn't happen. And so now we're in a position where Sinn Féin put something like this that's difficult to support 100%, while I fully support the concept of getting rid of the licence. We're now in a position that the government and various governments haven't acted. Let me put on the record that I'm absolutely opposed to a broadcasting charge. I don't think people want another tax. In all my experience canvassing on doors, people pay tax, they want to pay tax, they want services. So housing, health, public education, public transport and public services, something we can believe in. And I'll finish, the Cancor has let me a little bit over time. I have to say, I wish we were discussing the accountability of RTE in terms of Gaza, for example, and Israel, and the free approach to the Israeli ambassador. I don't see that extended to the Palestinian ambassador. I can think of many more examples that I'd love to be discussing in a proactive way to make the public service media represent us. Thank you.